Greetings, dear Earth beings. Lovely to be with you again today. It's June. Oh my goodness. I'm not sure where 2025 is going, but as we know, time is speeding up and timelines are converging and nothing makes sense as it used to. And that's just going to keep happening. So today I want to share some practical tips and some information that has come in through various channeling sessions about our ascension process and where we need to be and what we need to do and all of those things. First off, I'm going to sit for a moment, and I invite you to join me just by closing your eyes. Ush kayamateri ish kinanaha. Kuyashteri I kayamaha ateri ish kinanaha. Kushte erihaya. Kuyamaha akaya. Haatushte ianana ateri erihaya maaka. Calling in our galactic council, the galactic we, mahateri ish kinanaha ateri. Our higher selves, everyone who is tuning in now, energetically connecting us, allowing the best information, the most important information to come through as we are needing it right now. And opening your eyes if you wish. You could also keep your eyes closed. So, ascension, it's a thing. And we are both going through the ascension process as well as the destruction and the ending process. So, all astrology, all prophecies, all other channels, everything is pointing us to the same place. So there's something happening here. And it's comforting to know that, because also you can know that you're not crazy, that things that you're thinking or things that you're losing or things that you're discovering are not part of the old ways. Therefore, they might not have explanations. They might not have concrete answers. We might not have a direction that we need to be going right now. All of the things that we are used to doing and used to navigating, our usual way of navigating is shifting. So it's important to stay grounded in that process, as well as it's important to be open to new things. So I've been told that we're pretty limited here in the 3D, and I agree. Myself, as Isa, will agree that that is true. We are limited. Our mind has a certain capacity, and certain things have to make sense or be scientific or proven or all of these things. This is all very 3D. And in the 3D, we exist in a certain way. We know how things work. We know how time works, or so we think. We know how outcomes of things work when we do a certain system, follow a certain plan. We know generally what's going to happen. And that's all very predictable, and it's all pretty boring. You know, what's the point if we know how things are going to be and we follow through and we, you know, this happens or that happens, and then we have that outcome. It's like, well, okay, we did that. Now what's next? Of course, we don't always know how things are going to go, because there's so many divine intervention surprises or things that suddenly will come into our field to make us change the course. And yeah, I guess when I'm talking about this, like we know how this and this is going to work, that's just kind of like more basic stuff. As far as like our life path, that we have a little bit less of a say, because we are working in a way that involves many relationships, many different interactions, different places, different systems, all of that. So, but in general, when we're like, I'm just gonna think of an example. I'm like, well, I'm gonna take myself to the store. I'm gonna get in my car and I'm gonna drive to the store. And I know that when I'm at the store, I'm gonna buy these things. Maybe there are gonna be more things that I need and that I decide that I want. Maybe I'm gonna forget things. But then I know I'm gonna come back home and maybe I'm gonna cook some of those things. Or, it's very basic how things work in the 3D. As we are ascending to the 5D, there is a different way, different technologies being used, and different states and senses, I've been told. So therefore, we are ascending to that, but we don't know what it's going to be like. We can't predict, like we can in 3D, generally what our outcome is at all. We don't know. So therefore, it's taking like a huge amount of faith and trust and higher knowledge and belief in our self. And therefore, we cannot look outside of ourself right now to find the answers. And I know ChatGPT is just full of every answer that you want to hear. And, looking online and talking to different people, you can try to look outside. But ChatGPT is actually giving you your inner answers. And outside, when you're looking, they're just your reflections, like coming right back to you. So what's happening is we are waking up to realize that we have all of the answers. We have everything that we need. We don't need to be told what to do. We don't need to be conditioned and programmed to live in a state of fear. We don't need to be dumbed down. We don't need to follow a certain order of things, a certain system. Because in these higher dimensions, all of those rules don't apply. And again, it's like a big trust or a leap of faith to know that we are right now touching in these dimensions. We are receiving information from these dimensions. People are suddenly coming online to know something that they could never have known by taking years and years of unless they took years and years of study, for example. All of these things are coming in, and they're coming from the higher place. They're touching into 3D, and we're touching into there, and everything's like, wow, like what's happening here? I'll just use light language as one of those things. I know for myself, while I had this coming through for many, many years through different plant medicine ceremonies and, times when I was in an altered state. In the last, we'll take light language, for example. I have had this coming through in spurts, little bits for a long time. And suddenly in the last few years, it's like a flood. It's like coming through so much that I'll be out just wherever and it comes through and I know I need to speak it. I need to sing it. My hands start moving. I don't know where this came from. Do you think I studied this? People ask, like, how can I study light language? And I'm like, you cannot study light language. You have it already. You have it. You just have to activate it. You have to wake it up. And this is, everything these days. We have it. We just have to remember. We have to clear away all of those cobwebs, all of that, cloud, all of that stuff that's been shielding our higher self, our higher knowledge, we have to wake it up. And in the end, it's actually really easy. But we are stuck in this density layer and stuck in the mind and just overly concerned with everything here that we're not seeing what's coming through fully. Some people are, some of us are. Not everyone yet. They will. But some, that are very stuck in the 3D and in the matrix and in the program and this is the way things have to be because this is the way they've always been. It's like, I'm sorry, but time to let something else in because that old way has not been working for us. It's like, our systems are failing, are not sustainable. Everything is just wrong. And I said this in my last video. Everything was built on the imbalance. So therefore, as we bring it all back into balance, the imbalanced things that we needed in that world are actually going to be falling away easily. But you have to have faith. You have to have faith in you. You have to have love for you and love for all. And this is not a time to, hang on to things. It's time to let everything go. That could be material things. That could be a relationship. That could be a friendship, a job, something that's like holding you back, holding you into the 3D. Some old drama, some old trauma, some old thing that you had a feud with someone that it was unresolved. You don't have to resolve it. You just have to let it go. There's no need to hang on to it and say, oh, I need to resolve that. No, you let it go and you love and you get to the point of like being in this unconditional loving place, and then nothing matters. That stuff does not matter. We can't hold on to it. When we hold something so strongly, then there's so much importance. And like I said, we're missing all of the stuff that's coming in here to help us to ascend. So, as light workers, which I believe actually most people are light workers that are here on planet Earth right now. Some of us have known our place for a long time in some sense. We knew that we were here, that we didn't fit into what was, or that we felt we were different or unique. I've spent my whole life feeling like this. And now I'm like, wow, I get it. I get why I was so different and so strange and so weird. Because here now we were like ushering in this time. Even if you think that you're not a light worker or you don't know your purpose or you don't know your place, you have one. There's no accident that you are here at this time, especially children. Wow, I'm so impressed by children these days. Truly, they represent the new shift that we're going to. They are just pure light, and it's important. If you have children, don't try to fit them into the matrix mold that exists now. Listen to them. They're like you, they're your guides. I don't have children in this lifetime. However, I feel very connected to their energy and to their light. And it's actually my cat Lucy, she wants to tell me that she wants to be seen. Oof. And say that yes, you do have children. She's my child. She's also my energy keeper, my energy worker. She's my light being and very important. It's funny that she came in right as I was talking about that. She knows her place. But anyway, about these children, yeah. So, if you're a parent, you know it already. You see it in your kids. Like, wow, there's so many kids that are just different these days. These conditions that children have, whether it's ADHD or autism. These are gifts. These are gifts because they're actually like, these beings are not meant to fit into the norm, to the density, to the old. Like, they're actually representing the shift and what's coming. So these conditions that are being labeled and that are being medicated and that are being, made as a special need, they are actually our guides. And moving forward, maybe it's not as important that we know how to speak in English so clearly, because we're going to be able to communicate in a higher way. Maybe it's not so important to stay seated and at a desk with, a book and a computer and being told, about history and all of this crap that's just truly a bunch of crap that kids are taught in school. Maybe they don't need to be programmed with that. That's why they can't sit still, because they're like these light beings of energy, and they need to run around and they need to activate things and they need to wake everyone up, So if your kids have these like gifts, then you need to lift them up and listen to them and like allow them to just hold that and cultivate that, rather than trying to cut it off by sending them to a school that might actually be a detrimental thing for them. Okay, sorry, that's a little bit of a rant, but back to Ascension. Some people are telling me these days that they feel that they don't know what to do. They don't know where to be. They don't know what their purpose is. And a lot of what comes through is, why isn't your purpose being okay? Why isn't that enough? Clear your stuff right now and be in your fullest, and love yourself. Love yourself beyond a doubt. Every bit of yourself. And I don't mean the body, but yes, it's nice to also feel so connected to your physical body that's just reflecting your energetic body. Loving yourself means the I am. I am, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I am. It's a beautiful thing to just be. There's nothing more. You don't have to be more. You don't have to be doing so much to save the planet or save everyone else right now. You have to save yourself. You have to be in love with yourself. You have to look at every thing that you've been carrying that is not needed, and just release that. Let that go. I know that sounds easy, but actually it is. It is. If you're holding on to a story or a memory or something that was, it's not anymore. That's all part of your woven tapestry of your soul's path. Let that just be there. Let that be on the tapestry and create the beautiful whole tapestry. There's no need to hang on to something that made you feel less than, someone that persecuted you, someone that abused you. If you're hanging on to that stuff now, it's holding you back. It's holding you back from your full radiance and from your full beauty. We don't have space for it anymore. We have to actually let go of these things easy. Let them go. It clears that karmic tie. It clears that old pattern. It clears lineages of all of this stuff. When we can let it go within ourself first, bringing ourself into balance, then our whole outside world shifts. All of it. And if someone is not shifting on the same timeline that you're shifting, don't worry about it. It's fine. Allow them their time and their shift and their wake up. Not everyone's gonna wake up, and that's okay. I've been shown that many people are not going to make it through this transition. I realize that sounds harsh. And I felt the harshness of it too, but it showed me how when people are too attached to the physical and too much entrenched in the 3D world, which includes the toxic behaviors or the repeated patterns or the like attachments, I guess, then, you know, they're not able to shift. They're not able to shift in the current state. Therefore, they might need to leave and return in a different vehicle, in a different body. So, you know, this can be helpful for when you do lose someone that you were close to, you know, to process that a little bit easier, because yeah, we all have been losing people. And we just have to trust that not everyone is meant to, you know, to go through this maybe, or not everyone is meant to live that many years in a body that's not healthy and that's not functioning well. You know, that's suffering. So why not exit? Why not exit the planet and come back again? Yeah, I've also been shown that when someone does exit, it's important that we release them. Meaning, like, don't hang on to things that really truly made them who they are, because they are not that, especially once they're gone. They are, you know, back in this just fullness of being and source. And the body was limiting that source or making it smaller or containing it into a way that it wasn't them. So it's important, don't hang on so much to the memories in the physical form of a human being. The memories, of course, are always there, and especially when it's like family or close friends, you know, it's not like forgetting that person. It's just clearing the stuff that kept them in the physical plane, like taking their phone number out of your contacts, or, you know, even like profiles are kind of weird, because when people pass away, they have these profiles, like Facebook profile or Instagram, and you see them again and again and again, and they're in a way really stuck in that what they were. So even that, it's important to honor them, but to not keep that, because it's helping them to depart and fully clear the ties of what was holding them here, so that they can, you know, come back. Oof. All right, this was a lot, but I just wanted to share a bit today. I'm feeling it, and I'm going to make another video soon doing a healing with my voice and with sound, so that'll be coming next. But for now, I wish you a beautiful June. Expect a lot of shaking up this month. Expect a lot of unexpected. That's what I'll say. So keeping your ground, keeping your practices. Breath work is a big one. Meditation is a big one. Finding some space for you to be with you, and to find that space to really connect with your own source, your own God, your own light. It's so important. Don't let anyone tell you that you're anything less than that. This is what we need for now. Sending you big hugs and love.